Nice to see all of you here today. Okay, this morning we're going to have an assembly. Obviously, we're here. The gentleman who's going to speak to you is Milton. Struggle class of Cray. He's known as Big Milt. He's a respected motivational speaker. And listen to this, guys. He's spoken in 49 states in the District of Columbia. He has been invited to the White House to speak for 2 U.S. presidents, and has toured in Canada, Europe, and Africa. He has spoken at 4 NFL Super Bowls and 3 NCAA Final Four teams. Many U.S. Major corporations, universities, and over 200,000 students each year, including you. So I'm going to ask you to give him your respect, your time, and your attention this morning. I know you will. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Milt.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning. All right, now hold it up, brother. You know what I noticed? Almost everybody spoke to me, sir. But dude, there are a few folk over him who didn't speak to me. I don't know what it is, but usually most places I go, young lady typically, if there's someone that doesn't speak to me, girl, usually it's a guy. And usually it's one of those kind of guys who seems to be so busy trying to make everybody think that he is so cool, that he is so hard, that he is so bad, so busy fronting like he's all that and a bag of chips, that he gets on your last nerve. How many of y'all know somebody like that? All right, now wait. Sister, how many of you, the guy you know who acts like that, he's in the room right now? Okay. Don't point at him, girl. Stop pointing. Now, I gotta be honest with you, though, guys. You see, I really can't get upset with the young man over there when they speak to me, because the truth of the matter is, you see, I live in Atlanta, Georgia now, but I grew up on the south side of Chicago. When I was a kid growing up in Chicago, brother, sir, I went through this phase, but I wanted everybody to think I was cool, too. But see, back when I was a kid growing up, girl, if you lived in my neighborhood and you're cool, there's certain rules you had to follow. For example, sir, if you lived in my neighborhood back in the day and you're a black guy, and then again, son, if you lived in my neighborhood, you had to be black, that's all that was there. But in my neighborhood back then, if you're cool, there's only one kind of hairstyle a real brother wanted to wear. And no, it was not the little twist in your head, no. Back in the day, the only kind of hairstyle a real brother wanted to wear was a great big 6 or 7 inch long afro. And all I gotta tell you, girl, I wanted one of those big pretty afros so bad, but I had this disease called Afro won't grow. And as I couldn't grow right, it just made me mad. Because dude, everybody had a better fro than me. And sister, that was cool in my neighborhood because everybody in my neighborhood was black. Then I went to some predominantly white high school. Girl, I started meeting white boys that had better afros than me. That used to piss me off. And so when I figured I figured I could then be cool, son. Sir, I figured I could at least dress cool. Because see, back when I was a kid growing up, young man, there's only one. If you had any kind of skills in the thing called the basketball court, the brother back in the day was only one kind of gym shoe and the real ball wanted to wear. And no, it was not Nike. It was not Reebok. It was not Adidas. And it was not New Balance, those ugly New Balances. And yes, New Balances are ugly. You know, back in the day, only kind of gym shoe the real baller wanted to wear, there was only one dude. Converse All-Star Chuck Taylors. High tops, girl, with the star on the ankle, just like Dr. Julius Erving, Dr. J. And dude, I wasn't those All-Stars so bad. But see, son, when I was your age, Converse All-Stars were the most expensive gym shoes on the market, okay? Today, they're about the cheapest. Back then, they were the most expensive gym shoes on the market. And so brother asked my daddy one day, I guess I was about 11, I said, Daddy, I guess the stars. My daddy said, how much it cost? I said, Daddy, they don't sell. He said, boy, how much it cost? I said, Daddy, all the brothers wearing All-Stars. He said, well, go ask one of the brothers how much they cost. I said, Daddy, they're only $12.99. My daddy said, boy, you must be stupid. He said, I ain't spending $13 on gym shoes fast your feet are growing. So son, you know what I had to wear? Now, young man, I can't tell you the name of my old gym shoes, so they didn't have a name. But I tell you where you bought them, dude, because shoe stores don't sell these, brother. You couldn't go to the Foot Locker or the finish line to get these, dude. No, brother, you had to go to the grocery store, all right? No, for real, girl. And the back of the grocery store by the milk, dude, they had these wide baskets full of gym shoes. These gym shoes had no name, they had no markings, they barely had rubber. But sister, in my neighborhood, we gave them a name. We called them Bobos. And you know how much those Bobos cost my daddy? Wait, I ain't with no $1.99 shoes, man. Now, just because you got that $1.99 haircut, that does not mean I'm $1.99 shoes, all right? No, dude, I had expensive gym shoes. My gym shoes cost my daddy a whopping $2.99. And notice what happened. I mentioned my gym shoes cost me $2.99, brother. Brother man over here started laughing at me. Sister girl over there started laughing at me. Brother in the front row still laughing at me. Yes, I wore $2.99 gym shoes. Why? At the time, sisters, all my family could afford. There was no shame in that. Yes, I wore $2.99 gym shoes. Why? I didn't want the $1 gym shoes, dude. Those were used. But I can tell you, Young man, those $2.99 gym shoes, they didn't stop anything. Sister girl, my senior year in high school, I had a 31-inch vertical leap wearing $2.99 gym shoes. And for those who don't know what that means, if you're 6'7" as I am, and you can jump 31 inches straight in the air, and dude, you got hands the size of mine, brother, and borrow your left hand a little bit. Hold your left hand up there, okay? You got hands the size of mine. Well, that usually means you can slam dunk the basketball backwards, forward, sideways, one-handed, two-handed. Oh, and by the way, I got 34 scholarship offers wearing $2.99 gym shoes. And you know what I find amazing in America now, brother? Dude, I go in America now, I see kids walking around with $80, $90, $150 pairs of gym shoes on. And some of y'all can't play $2 worth of basketball. And so it's not about the shoes, dude, it's about you. But brother, I was having a hard time being cool and I had that messed up hair in those cheap shoes, dude. So brother, you know what I figured I could do then, son? Sir, I figured I'd at least walk cool. Because back in the day, guys had these really cool walks, man, and walking was free. And I gotta be honest now, black guys had a real cool walk. But the truth of the matter is, sister, Puerto Rican brothers and Mexican brothers, they had the coolest walk of all. And Japanese brothers had a cool walk too. Now theirs was kind of fast, but it was cool. And y'all had this one walk where, son, you had to walk like there was something wrong with your left leg. But dude, before you did the walk, if you're really cool, sir, there was a routine of things you had to do. Now brother, first thing you had to do was you had to touch your nose. I never really understood what folk were touching their nose, unless something was hanging and you trying to get it. And after you touch your nose, you touch your chin like there's something growing down there. And then since you dip that left shoulder down, you drag that left leg. Now, young lady, I'm getting a little old, okay? But you should look a little bit like this. Now, I'm getting old, brother, but you should look a little bit like this, all right? All right, here we go, here we go. Dude, it goes a little bit like this, brother. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And some of y'all look like y'all about to laugh at me. If you're black, don't laugh, because your daddy or your granddaddy probably walked like this. All right? So let's try it like this. You should go a little bit like this. Here we go, here we go. And so, girl, when I was a boy, if you're cool, you had to walk like that. And so, brother, I started walking like that. And dude, one day my daddy saw me. And my daddy said, boy, what's wrong with your leg? And I said, nothing. He said, why are you walking like that? I said, Daddy, all the brothers walk like that. He said, what's wrong with their leg? I said, Daddy, that's cool. My daddy said, boy, that's not cool, that's stupid. He said, tell you what. He said, keep walking like that. I'm going to break your leg. He said, you're going to be cool than everybody. And so, guys, I didn't get to walk cool, but I was trying so hard to be cool. You know why? All my boys thought that walk was cool. And you guys ever wonder how come my dad didn't want me to walk like that? Very simple. See, I grew up in a nice little neighborhood like this, like y'all grew up in. One of the things I found amazing when I travel around the world, it's amazing in America, everybody trying to act like they hard and tough. I've driven around this neighborhood, y'all ain't that hard over here, okay? I grew up in a little area on the south side of Chicago called Inglewood. The FBI will tell you, I don't have to tell you, the FBI will tell you, the neighborhood I grew up in is the most dangerous neighborhood in America. And the two largest black street gangs in America started in my neighborhood. And that walk I just showed you, so that's the walk the gangster disciples used to do. And my daddy said, boy, if you walk like that, folk will think you're in a gang, you might get shot. And dude, you know I had some mouth to say to my daddy. I said, Daddy, you know I'm not in the gang. He said, boy, it's not about what I know. He said, somebody else will think you're in the gang and get your brains blown out. So my daddy said, boy, don't walk like that. And so you know what, young man, when my daddy was around, I didn't walk like that. Young lady, when my mom was around, I didn't walk like that. But sister, that walk, all my boys thought that walk was cool and thought it was kind of tough. So you know what, when my mom and dad went around and I was just with my boys, guess what I did with my dumb self? I walked just like that until the Cobra Stones chased me one day and shot at me. Then I decided my daddy might have been right. Now I did something that could have cost me my life. How come? Because I want all my friends to think I was tough and think I was bad. And you know what I see now? I speak to over 200,000 teenagers every year. There's nobody in America talks more teenagers than I do. You know what I see, brother? I see kids get in trouble. I see kids get suspended, son. I see kids get sent to jail, doing something no damn business doing. But son, they go and do it anyway. Why? So their friends will think it's cool or think it's funny. And you know what? Some of you've seen it too. How many in this room know somebody's gotten busted before? And hold on, brother. And they knew they were probably going to get busted, but they went on and did it anyway. So their friends would think it was funny, or think it was cool, or think they were hard. How many of y'all know somebody like that? All right, now wait, hands down. Now how many of you just raised your hand? The person you know who got busted was you. Okay, brother, I appreciate your honesty. Sister girl, I appreciate your honesty. And you know what I find amazing? Some of y'all will do stuff that you know will get you in trouble, and then if you get busted, instead of you manning up to it or womaning up to it, some of you punk right out and want to lie. And I can prove a sister about that quick by asking one question, just of the teachers. Teachers, how many of you ever had one of these lovely students here, ma'am, do something they knew they weren't supposed to do? And ma'am, you saw them do it. In fact, they saw you see them do it. How many of y'all did ever confronted one of these lovely students, sir, and had them look you in your eye and say, but I didn't do nothing? Now, you know what that means? That means that some of y'all lied. And you know what makes you so bad, ma'am? Is that most of them didn't just lie to you guys, y'all lied at home too. How many of y'all in this room ever got busted before at home, girl? Or either your mama or your daddy or your grandmama and them? And wait a minute, sister, you know you did it. Any of y'all ever got busted at home by your mama or your daddy or your grandma? And then you ever then looked at your mama or your daddy or your grandma and said, you always mess with me and I ain't even do nothing. Now, you know what that means, sister girl? That means you lied. And you know what? Some of y'all tell that lie so good, it looks so innocent, you tell that lie like this girl right here. And you know what, darling? I get it. When I was a kid, I did the same thing. Most of the teachers in the room, they were kids, sisters, they did the same thing. But here's the thing I want to talk to you about today. Young man, there's some stuff out there so dangerous now. Young man, you can't do something to put your future at risk, and then if you get caught later want to smile and say you didn't do nothing, this stuff will take your future from you. This stuff will take your life away. This isn't a game, y'all, this is real life. What's your name, young man? Brandon? How old are you, Brandon? Stand up, brother. Y'all give Brandon a hand, please. Stop. Obviously, you all missed something I told you earlier. I talk to over 200,000 teenagers every year. I've been doing this about 25 years. And you know what I hate to tell you, Uniontown? That's about the whippest applause I've heard in 8 or 9 years. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brandon a hand for real. Much better. And his sister had beast there for one reason. That young man is 18 years old, got his whole life ahead of him. And Brandon, one of the things that scares me, sir, is I'm saying around, hold on, man, y'all. My phone just got a text message. I meant to turn it off. Of course, it's from my daughter, and of course, she's looking for money. I can't stand it. Please, guys, don't just text your daddy when you need money. Text him and say, Daddy, hi, I'm thinking of you, even if it's a lie. Just say it anyway, okay? And so, Brandon, you see how Brandon's there for reason. Young man, sir, he's 18 years old, got his whole life ahead of him. And Brandon, one thing that scares me, sir, is I understand that right now in America, brother, number one cause of death is young men your age. Son, number one cause of death young men between the age of 12 and 19. Number one cause of death is drug and alcohol-related accidents. Number two is murder. Number three is suicide. And you know, Brandon, I go in America, I mention the folks, brother, never fails. Most high schools, I go to like this one, sir, always these one or two guys, and sister, usually the chucklehead variety, well, look at me as if they want to say, all Brandon's got to do is get a designated driver. Friends don't let friends drive drunk. But Brandon, those are the ignorant people who don't listen. I didn't say a drunk driver crash, son. That's a drug alcohol-related accident. In other words, you know what I mean, sir? You don't have to be in the car for stuff to kill you. In fact, Brandon, a few years ago, I spoke in a little school down in Texas, a little town called Cuero, right near the Mexican border. Brandon was a young man, that's 17 years old, white male. This kid, he was captain of the football team, sir, president of the National Honor Society. Only young lady, this kid, he never got to hear me speak. He didn't cut class or anything like that. No, this kid didn't hear me speak, sir, because about 3 months before I got there, we played a football game, son. Played against a team that beat in 8 years, beat this team in tears. And after they beat him, everybody wanted to celebrate. How they celebrated, one of the guys on the team was mom and dad. Everybody come over and have a big party. Mom and dad went out and bought some beer, said, and they wanted everybody to have a drunk driving crash. They let every kid come to the party, they brought some beer. Every kid came to the party, mom and dad went out the front door and said, young man, we have a car keys for your son. Give me those car keys. Now, if you didn't give the car keys to Brandon, you cannot come to the party. If you gave him the car keys, sister, you come to the party, drink, do whatever you want to do. And the night, if you're drunk, they gave you keys, somebody would take you home from work drunk, they gave you the keys back. So you know what, Brandon? None of those young men and young women drove drunk that night. Isn't that great? Unfortunately, son, mom and dad had thought about one thing, sir. Some of the guys on the football team have seen this stupid movie. And this stupid movie, young ladies and college football players trying to prove how courageous and manly and tough they were, brother, they laid down in the middle of the road while traffic went by. And so Brandon, about midnight that night, sir, about 14 to 15 kids left that party, sir. Most of them football players and basketball players. Some white, some black, some Mexican. They walked about 3 blocks away to a 2-lane highway. And then sister, this one young man, 17 years old, captain of the football team, he was not a wimp, president of the National Honor Society. He was not stupid, but Brandon, the boy, was very, very drunk. This kid then laid down in the middle of the road. The other 13 or 14 kids with him, brother, all his boys, they all stood on the side of the road. They all brought the beer with them, some of them brought joints with them. They're all out there laughing, joking, having a good time. So witnesses say the kid laying in the middle of the road, he was laughing, clapping, and joking too. Everybody laughed, clapped, and joked until a car came on the road. According to the police report, the guy driving the car said he never saw the kid in the middle of the road, brother. But they did see, so a whole bunch of kids on the side of the road, some they were drunk. They pretended to push each other in traffic, pretended to run out in traffic. And we saw the kids playing on the side of the road, sister, saw nobody in the middle of the road, no traffic coming the other way, Brandon. He did what almost any other experienced driver would do, sir. What he did, he swerved his car to the left to get away from the kids playing on the side of the road, brother. Dude, he swerved his car to the left. Just enough, son, front left tire was built with his boy's chest cavity, broke some of the ribs. One of the broken ribs punctured this boy's heart. This boy bled to death this road in front of his friends. And Brandon, the saddest part about the whole thing to me was, son, almost every kid I met in that town said went to the boy's funeral. Because Cuervo was a small town. Everybody knew everybody. Every kid I met went to the boy's funeral. Sir, you know tell me that the boy's funeral, son, his mom and dad couldn't even have the boy's casket for people to see him one last time and say goodbye. How come simple metaphysics, brother? You see, as the car was turning to hit the boy's body, brother, it pulled the boy towards the car. The guy slammed on the brakes of the car, skidded, the boy's body went underneath, son. Somehow into the car, so the body turned over. Chest, face hit the pavement, shoulder blades got wedged in. So basically, young man, what happened in terms of physics is that the weight of the car was pushing this boy's chest and face into the pavement as it dragged this young man about 50 feet on his face, son. It dragged this kid about as far, son, from that wall, I'd say that probably about maybe right along in here. Ran 2 inches of skin off the boy's face, 2 of the eyes out of the socket, about 11 teeth out of the boy's mouth. Mom and dad didn't want everybody to see that, son, so they had to close casket service. Well, guess what, Brandon? That's no one cause death to young men your age. It's some kind of drug and alcohol-related accident. But dude, we had like this drinking thing, it's no big deal. Have a seat, please, Brandon. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I just told Brandon is true, but it's misleading. What do I mean by that? The sister girl, I can tell you something that's absolutely true, and it can be misleading. How so? What did I tell Brandon? Son, I told Brandon no one caused death to young men 12 to 19 is drug and alcohol-related accident. Brother, that's true. But sir, that's only true if you put all young men together. If you break it down by racial grouping, sister, not true for everybody. That is true for white males. That is true for Asian males. Not true for black males. Not true for Hispanic males. Nope. Black males, Hispanic males, number one cause of death is not drug and alcohol-related accidents. Black males, Hispanic males, sister, number one cause of death, murder. And you know what we know? When a young black man in this country, brother, gets murdered, he won't get murdered by a white kid that doesn't like black people. It's not about racism. You know what we know? Some when a young Latino brother gets popped in America, he won't get popped by a nigga that doesn't like Latinos. Not about racism. Sister girl, number 2 cause that the white males is already murdered. The research tells us in most cases when a white male gets murdered, he will not get murdered by a black kid or Hispanic kid or a Native American kid. It's not about racism. Don't try this on the side, son. You know what we know? Young man, in over 93% of the cases, when a young man in this country, not 12 to 19, brother, 12 to 24. In over 93% of the cases, when a young man 12 to 24 in this country gets murdered, son, he's going to get murdered by another young man, about his same age, his same neighborhood, typically the same race, and in most cases, brother, somebody's known for the previous 3 or 4 years who he may have called his friend before. So, son, you know my question becomes, how come we got guys that killed by somebody who played ball with before? How come we got guys that killed somebody who played PlayStation with before? I can tell you why. 88% of the cases the guy does a killing, he's under the influence of alcohol. 55% of the cases the kid gets killed, he's under the influence of alcohol. We have like this drinking thing, no big deal. But brother, I'm sorry, this is a big deal. It's absolutely frightening, okay? And you know what's amazing? Put your hand down, sister, I'll let you know when I'm doing questions. And you know what's amazing about that, guys? Is that that's not even just high school kids. I work with a lot of NFL teams. You heard in the introduction, I've spoken at 4 Super Bowls. I always love going to speak at the Super Bowl. They give you free tickets and everything. It's a wonderful thing. But you know what? One of the teams in the NFL that I hate, they're a great team, but I hate them. It's called the New England Patriots, okay? And you know what? This year the Patriots, as usual, they were good, but they weren't as good as they should have been. How come? They were missing their 2 top tight ends. Their number 1, their first string tight end, Gronkowski, he didn't play most of the season. Why? He's had 5 surgeries in the last 9 months, so I understand it. Their backup tight end, who's good enough to be in the Pro Bowl, a kid named Hernandez, okay? He didn't play at all this year. Any football players in here? Any football fans in here? Anybody know why Hernandez didn't play this year? Yes, sir. He's under indictment for what? He's under indictment for murder. He's 24 years old. Let me ask you a question. Did Hernandez murder somebody who broke in his house and was trying to defend his house? No. Guess what? What did I tell you guys? Most young men that get murdered by someone they called their friend before. They're between the age of 12 and 24. The young man that Hernandez murdered, guess what? He wasn't a stranger. He was someone that Hernandez has known for 10 years. Somebody used to come over and play Xbox with him until 2 or 3 in the morning, okay? He was 27 years old. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Hernandez, at the time that the murder took place, he was under the influence of alcohol. The kid who got murdered, at the time he was killed, he was under the influence of alcohol. We had like this drinking thing is no big deal. But y'all, I'm sorry, this is a big deal. It's absolutely frightening. And young man, look around the room and see the young ladies here, and brother, they scare me to death. How come? Because I have 3 daughters. And one of the things I know is that right now in America, young ladies, we don't treat young ladies very well. And fellas, we ought to be ashamed. How bad is our problem, brother? Our problem is so bad, man, that right now in America, 1 out of every 3 females in this country. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter what race you are. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter if your mom and daddy have money or don't have money. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter if some little boys are cute or not. 1 out of every 3 girls in this country is going to be sexually assaulted, sexually molested, or raped by the time she turns 18 years old. Dude, I got 3 daughters. You know what that means, brother? It's probably going to happen to one of my little girls, man. So when my girl's a little brother, you know what I did? I told my daughters all about stranger danger. You heard that before, my brother? I told my daughter stranger danger, just trying to protect them. You feel me? Trying to protect my daughters. Then what I found out, son, most girls under 18 who are raped, it is not a stranger. It's usually someone that the family knows, someone that the girl knows. And so then I tried to figure out, sister, how to protect my girls. And I remember I told my wife one day, I said, baby, if we just get the girls out of high school, get them to a good college, okay? Everything will be fine. You know what I found out? Saw something on the front page of the newspaper. You know what it said? And I'm so glad President Obama finally started talking about this year. This year, other presidents didn't talk about it, but they should have. Is that, you know what? 1 out of 3 girls will be sexually assaulted by the time she turns 18. Sister girl, you planning on going to college? You need to watch yourself. During the 4 years of girls in college, 1 out of every 3.7 girls will be raped during the 4 years in college. President Obama did a thing recently talking about how 1 out of 5 college students will be sexually assaulted. That's because he combined girls and boys. 1 out of 7 young men will be sexually assaulted. 1 out of 3.7 girls will be sexually assaulted. And so then I figured college wasn't the answer. And so I tried to figure out how to protect my daughters. And then Lorraine, I finally figured it out. Because I'm smart, and it was on the front page of USA Today. Sister girl, you know what it said? It says, sister, that in 83% of the cases when a girl under 18 is sexually assaulted, the guy who assaults her, he's under the influence of alcohol. In about 44% of the cases, the girl under the influence of alcohol. Another 22% of the cases, the girl under the influence of some other kind of illegal drug. Most commonly, methamphetamine, marijuana, okay? And so then I decided, and here's the part, brother, really pissed me off as a man, as a father, is that in 77% of the cases when the girl is raped, ma'am, whatever drug, alcohol she has in her system, the guy who assaults her sister, he's the one who gave it to her. So I figured I had to tell my daughter, same thing I'm going to tell you, young lady. And I said to this, young lady, there are guys out there. Maybe not all guys, sister, not even most guys, but there's some guys out there who will try to get you to drink, who will try to get you to get high. Not because they think you're going to like the way the alcohol tastes, girl, they don't care. Not because they think you're going to like the way the joint makes you feel, sister, they don't care. But if they think, sister, get you drunk enough, get you high enough, makes it easier for them to take advantage of you sexually. Fellas, this happens so much in America now, almost every state in America has created a new set of laws called drug-assisted sexual assault laws. You know what that basically means, brother? If you go to prom, you take one of these cute little girls out here with you to prom, and if you get her high, either on weed or get her high with alcohol or anything else, and then once she gets high, you try to get in her panties, the law says once she's under the influence, she cannot give consent for sex. And so if you get her, if you provide her with some drugs and she gets high, and if you then try to have sex with her, the government calls that rape. And I don't know about here in Pennsylvania, but in the great state of Georgia where I live, you know what that is, brother? How old are you, son? In the great state of Georgia, you know what that is? That's 14 years in prison. Not 14 years in juvie. When you at 17 years old, we try you as an adult. That's 14 years in grown folk jail. Y'all, this isn't a game, this is real life. This is absolutely real life. It's not a game. And I got to tell you, one of the things that bothers me is, brother, I meet some of the kids and stuff that's happened to, okay? I spoke in this little town up in Ohio a few years ago, and I speak at about 400 schools a year, son. And so a lot of times I'm watching news, I see stuff that happened in schools I spoke at. And sister, I saw something last year, girl, that broke my heart, okay? There was a young girl at a school that I spoke at in Ohio about 4 or 5 years ago. She's 15 years old, she went to a party. Went to the party, there were 2 boys there, football stars. One 15, one 16. I understand both these boys are very good football players and were very large for their size, their age, okay? Well, little girl was at the party. One of the boys gave her something to drink. She drank it. Maybe she shouldn't have drank it, but she did. And that's no excuse you to hurt a girl. Girl got drunk. Sister girl did not drunk. But I guess she was cute because what the boys did, they got a towel and wiped the vomit off the girl's face. And some of y'all saw this because it ended up on YouTube. One boy grabbed her by her wrist, another boy grabbed her by her ankles. They carried the girl down to the basement of the house where the party was at. Gave the girl something else to drink. Dude, she puked all over herself again. They wiped the puke off of her. And then these 2 boys raped this girl. How do we know about it? Because there was a 15-year-old girl at the party who was down there watching. And she had her iPhone with her. And she took her iPhone out and she started taking pictures of it. She took pictures of this girl being raped. And some of you may have seen it because she's in the background while she's videotaping and saying, "You are so raped. You are such a slut. You are so raped." And these boys raped this girl, okay? How many of y'all saw some of the film clips of that on the news or on YouTube, okay? Well, you know what, sister? I guess these boys really respected this girl and disliked her, had a crush on her. Because after they finished raping her, you know what they did? One of them grabbed her by her ankles, one grabbed her by her wrist. They carried her up the stairs because one of their other friends was having a party. They wanted to go to the other party. They put the girl in the car, gave her something else to drink. She started vomiting all over the car. They wiped the vomit off the girl's face, took her to the other house, and then she was sexually assaulted again. Well, then the girl who videotaped all that, she put it up on YouTube, okay? What kind of friend is that? She put it up on YouTube. Good. How come? Not only does the kids see it, the police saw it. When the police saw it, and they identified who the boys were, the next day at their mom and daddy's house, the 2 boys were arrested. Good. They were arrested, they were charged with rape. Good. And then the boys got convicted, had to go to juvie. Good. But then the day the boys went to jail, the state police had to arrest 2 15-year-old girls. You know what they arrested the 2 idiot girls for? Not for videotaping it, but there were kids around clapping, watching, and did nothing to stop it. But these 2 girls got arrested because after the 2 boys got convicted, these 2 girls were on Facebook. So the little girl got raped. They went to her Facebook page, and dude, they said 2 little girls, man, 2 little girls. And I'm just amazed. I come to towns like this, y'all got little girls in here act like y'all so bad, want to be gangsters and all that. And you know what I wish I could do one day? I wish I could grab every one of you who thinks that you're a little gangster here. I wish I could take you to South Central LA in the middle of Crip territory and drop you off and leave you there for about 2 days or 2 nights without your cell phone to call your mama. Okay? And come back later and see what happened to you. That's what I like to see. Well, guys, these 2 girls got arrested. How come? They went to this little girl's Facebook page. They said, "You are such a slut and so fat and ugly, you should be glad any boy wanted to have anything to do with you. But you got our friends in trouble, now they're going to jail, so you better watch your back, because we're going to kill you." Those 2 girls were picked up by the police and charged with terroristic threats, and they're in jail today. Good. But see, we had like this drinking thing, no big deal. And the boys who got arrested, you know what they said when they went to court? "We didn't mean it, but we were drunk." How many of y'all know I have 3 daughters? How many of y'all know if it had been one of my daughters, I wouldn't have cared if they were drunk? See, I'm not from here, from Inglewood. How many of y'all know being from my neighborhood, if it had been one of my daughters, I would have wished the police had not arrested them. Just tell me who they are and where they at. I'll handle all of that, okay? Well, guys, these boys are in jail and the girls are in jail. Now look around the room, see young ladies. And young ladies, that's your friend? You know what else we know? 1 out of every 2 females in America. I hope it doesn't happen to either one of you, but the research says it probably will. Brother, 1 out of every, you have a sister, dude? Okay. You got a baby sister? Okay. 1 out of every 2 females in this country. That means a 50% chance happens to your baby sister. 1 out of every 2 females in this country is going to be beaten, blooded, and brutalized by boyfriend, husband, living lover. Dude, we call it domestic violence, okay? And you know we know that lady? In over 85% of the cases when a woman gets beat down, the guy who beats her, he's under the influence of alcohol. We had like this drinking thing, nobody did. We all sorry, this is a big deal to Friday. You see, sir, I'm here speaking to you all today, thanks to an organization called the Benevolent Protective Order of Elks. The school didn't pay a penny to have me speak here. The Elks paid me to come here and talk to y'all. They paid for my plane ticket, hotel rooms, and everything else, okay? And they carried me around the country to talk to kids. About a year and a half ago, sir, they took me to a little town called Tuscaloosa, Alabama, home of the University of Alabama Crimson Tide. And I spoke at a high school there, and there was a girl came from after the program, brother, 17-year-old white girl. She came after the program, dude, she broke my heart, brother. She broke me down. I sat there in the front row of the auditorium of that school and I cried with that little girl. Little girl shared with me, sister, she's in foster care. You know what foster care is? She's in foster care because the great state of Alabama, dude took her away from her mom and her family. How come? Because her dad was a raging alcoholic and used to beat the mom. And the little girl tells me when she was little that sometimes her dad would get drunk and be beating up on her mama. And she said, and son, sometimes she looked at dad, pull on my coat sleeve with it. No, pull it like real man. She started pulling on her dad. That's enough now before I hit you, okay? She started pulling on her daddy's coat sleeve, trying to get daddy not to hit the mama. She said normally her dad would stop hitting the mama and push her away or put her in another room, then he'd go back to hitting on the mama. So sometimes mama, she knew her husband was going to beat her, mama put the little girl in the room, the floor, locked the door so the girl couldn't see her get beat. But one day she said her daddy was really drunk. Sister girl, I have a problem figuring out what's the difference between drunk, real drunk, and really drunk. But this day her daddy was really drunk, started beating up on the mama. Little girl went and pulled her sleeve again. Only this time, daddy, instead of pushing her away, daddy smacked her and busted her lip. Little girl tells me, brother, she crawled in the corner in the front room and she laid there and watched. As that night, young lady, her father beat her mama to death in front of her face. And little girl told me that and it absolutely broke my heart. But you know the part that really broke my heart, brother? Little girl started telling me about where she lived, man, where she grew up. Dude, if you come to Atlanta right now, I can take you to my house. Dude, my house on 8 acres of land, okay? I got a big house, 6 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, okay? Swimming pool in the back, and it has about 200 trees on my lot, okay? Right around the house. There are probably about 1,000 trees in total, but about 200 of them are right around the house, okay? A lot of them are apple trees. You know what that means? He said, I got a big dog at home, brother. My dog is half Rottweiler, he's half German Shepherd. He's big and he barks really loud. But dude, if my dog is in the house, and if all the windows are closed, and all the doors are closed, guess what? My closest neighbor cannot hear my dog bark. How come? Because the house is big, the land is big, and there are a lot of trees to buffer the sound, okay? But that little girl I met in Tuscaloosa, she doesn't live in a secluded house like that. You know where that little girl lives, brother? She lives in an apartment building. Let me ask you guys a question. How many of y'all think all those years that that man was beating this girl's mom, how many of y'all think some of the neighbors heard this woman scream? Well, dog, nobody did anything, man. Nobody helped this woman, okay? And now she's dead. And young man, here's the part that really broke my heart. Little girl said, brother, she went to, when they buried her mama, she was at her mama's funeral and said that some of her relatives of her mama came up to her and said, baby, I'm so sorry about what happened to your mama. I knew your daddy was a little crazy, but I never thought he'd go that far. I'm really sorry that I had to do something, but I didn't think your daddy would go that far. And the little girl got mad and started yelling. She said, Mr. Milton, they knew my mom was getting beat, and they're related to us, and they did nothing. Then they come to me at the funeral and want to apologize, and she was furious. How many in this room have been your mama, and these people came up at the funeral and said, I knew your daddy was crazy, but I didn't know he was that crazy? How many of y'all like that little girl would have been pissed off too? Little girl said she wanted to smack her. How many of y'all actually would have smacked somebody? Okay? And the little girl told me that, brother, broke my heart. I sat there in the front row of the auditorium with that little girl, and I sat there and I cried, okay, with that little girl. But we had like this drinking thing, no big deal. And dude, I know, when I come to towns like this, it never fails. Often when I come to places like Uniontown, smaller towns, people say, well, no, you ought to do talks like that in the hood, in Philly. I've done this in Philly. I've done this in West Philadelphia. I've done this all in D.C. I've done this in Chicago. I do this in L.A. every year. I do this in the Bronx every year, okay? But you know what? I've been in your community before. And there's nothing that happens in Philly that doesn't happen here to some degree. Okay, let's take a test real quick. Now, if you're not mature enough to take this test, please be quiet. If you are mature enough to answer honestly, this is not a game. How many in this room know at least one person in your age group? And sir, define your age group, son, as either being your age exactly, up to 2 years older than you, brother, or down to 2 years younger than you. How many in this room know at least one person in your age group who you know for a fact, you're not guessing, you know for a fact, it's already started, already began, already tried drinking? All right, hands down. And let me tell you what's scary about happening here to me, okay? Sister girl, you raise your hand, didn't you, sister? What's your name? Yes, darling. Hi, Malaysia, you raise your hand, didn't you? Now, Malaysia, let me give you a lot of props, a lot of respect, and a lot of love. Because, brother, when Malaysia raised your hand, she kept a serious look in her face, but sister knows this is the game. Thank you, darling, I appreciate it. But Malaysia, you know, it hurts my heart, though, darling. After all the time I told you guys, alcohol's involved in, it's involved in women being beaten, it's involved in women being raped, it's involved in young men being murdered. Malaysia, that breaks my heart. I looked over this section over here, I saw one young person over there who raised your hand like you did, and then after you raised his hand, he started laughing. You know, I'm wondering to myself, did he not hear me, sir, when I said number one cause of death of black young men, number two cause of white young men is murder, and usually killers been drinking? Didn't he hear that on that side of the room? Malaysia, didn't he hear me when I said 1 out of 2 women to get beaten, and 1 out of 3 would get raped? Didn't he hear me when I said that? Malaysia, I think he heard me, but you know what? He probably thinks that stuff I talk about like murder and sexual assault, that happens in big cities like Philly, or Pittsburgh, or LA, or New York, not little towns like Uniontown. Well, let me ask another question. I apologize in advance. Hard question, sister, I gotta ask it. So Chuckles over here understands, well, this isn't funny to me. How many in this room have a female in your family who you love, either mother, sister, cousin, auntie, grandma, or a good friend, who you know for a fact, you're not guessing, you know for a fact, has already been either sexually assaulted, sexually molested, raped, or beaten by a guy? Y'all keep your hands up. Everybody else look around. Keep your hands up, y'all look around. Hands down. And you know what I can tell you? Brother, the young ladies who raised their hands representing, in 8 cases out of 10, the guy hurt that young lady, he was under influence. But we had like this drinking thing and getting high thing is no big deal. But folks, I'm sorry, brother, this is a big deal. It is absolutely frightening. Absolutely frightening. And how many in this room? Dude, the federal government says I'll be 1 out of 4 million this one, son. I think they're wrong. How many in this room got somebody in your family who you love? Either mother, father, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, grandma, granddaddy, or a first cousin that you're very close to, who you know for a fact, you're not guessing, you know for a fact, is all, either has a serious, for real, drinking problem. Well, hold on a minute, brother. I don't mean they just drink a couple of beers and watch a ball game or something, that may not be a drinking problem. No, I mean they get drunk. And they do or say things that hurt people in your family, or it's hurt them on the job before, or it's hurt their marriage before, or they use some kind of illegal drug. Y'all look around. Hands down. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I came here to tell you all a few things, and this is one of them. Young man, if you got somebody in your family who knows the trouble, son, I need you to man up and try to give them some help. You feel me, sir? I need you to try to give them some help. Young lady, if you got a friend of yours at this school already is getting high, you probably know already they got a problem. I need you to be enough of a woman to try to give them some help. You feel me? Now, if you don't know what to do, son, that's okay. But sir, it's not okay for you not to try. If you don't know what to do, you start by talking to somebody, brother, who can help you figure this thing out. If you don't know who to talk to, start by talking to your mom and your dad, son. If it's your mom and dad, you probably talk to aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa. The family responsible for the family, brother, you can talk to. Nobody family to talk to, dude, I get it. I've been doing this a long time. NBC TV hired me to do a thing about methamphetamine a few years ago in the great state of Montana and the great state of Idaho. And I went to interview some kids who were locked up at the juvenile jail in Nampa, Idaho. I met one young man there, son, 17 years old, young Mexican kid. You know what he's locked up for? He was addicted to methamphetamine and he used to sell methamphetamine through his gang. And I'm talking to this kid when he's locked up in prison. And they did the thing with the cameras where you couldn't see his face. They put that little fuzzy thing on his face, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking to this boy and I said, son, because you know what, dude, you know how some people can be 17 but they look 30, and some folks can be 17 and look about 14 or 15? This kid was about 17 and he looked about 15 or 14 to me. And I said, son, I said, how old were you when you first started using meth? You know, he told me, brother, kid said he started snorting methamphetamine when he was 12 years old. Not smoking a joint, not drinking. He started not smoking a cigarette. He started snorting meth at 12 years old. And he looked so young at 17, I figured at 12 he probably looked like a baby. I said, boy, where were you getting meth from at 12 years old? And brother, here's when he broke me down. The young man told me he got meth at 12 years old from his grandfather. His grandfather was cooking meth up in a trailer in the back of the house. No, this ain't Breaking Bad, this is real life. Okay? But brother, he said first he wanted his grandpa to know he was using meth. And so what he would do, sir, check this out, brother. Can you believe this? Little 17-year-old Mexican boy said when he was 12 years old, he was giving his father money. The father would buy the meth from the granddad, keep some for himself, and give the rest to the boy. So I said, boy, you tell me when you're 12 years old in your family, you got 3 generations of meth users, you, your dad, and your grandpa. So you know what he said? He said, yes, sir, and my mama too. And so there's nobody in your family who you talk to about this stuff, because maybe they getting busy with this stuff. When you come to school, you talk to a teacher. If you think your particular teacher doesn't understand this, brother, they may not. Some of them have not been trained on this. If you want to talk to your teacher doesn't understand, go to another teacher. If you want to talk to a teacher, talk to a counselor. If you want to talk to a counselor, talk to a coach. If you want to talk to a coach, talk to one of your principals. They're good folks. But find somebody to talk to. How come? Because y'all, this stuff don't care nothing about you. This stuff will destroy you. This stuff don't care nothing about you. I was in a town, where were we at, Steve, where were we at? College, State College High School the other day. And you know, it broke my heart, absolutely broke my heart. I met a young man there, his mama just got sent to prison. Mama's in prison. Daddy's been in and out of jail, not in his life. Mama got sent to prison. And you know what, he was a big kid. I had to sit there listening to the kid when he was talking about his mama. You know what he did, brother? He started to cry. He loves his mama. His mama broke the law, his mama was in jail. Does that stop him from loving his mama? His mama locked up in the jail. I mean, kids went through the stuff. I'm sorry, y'all. Not funny to me. Because drugs don't care about your mama. Drugs don't care about you. This stuff destroys people, guys. Drugs don't care if you're a good ball player. I have a friend of mine. Where are my athletes in the room? I had a friend of mine who's your age. He's a better athlete than you. Who's better than any of you ever hoped to be. Tell you a little bit about him. In the year 2000, ESPN named the 100 greatest athletes of the last century. My boy was number 38. When he was in high school, his senior year, dude, he was all-state in basketball, all-state, all-American football, all-American in track. Went to college, all-American football, all-American in track. While he was in college, went to the Olympics, where he won 2 gold medals. And for 24 years, he was the world's fastest human being in the 100-meter dash, okay? For 24 years, okay? He was like Usain Bolt of his era. You know who Usain Bolt is, right? He was a Usain Bolt of his era, except Usain Bolt can't catch, okay? This guy can catch football. He got drafted in the first round by the Dallas Cowboys. He played with the Cowboys for 12 years, went to the Pro Bowl 9 times. Today's son, my buddy, he's in the Track and Field Hall of Fame. He's in the U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame. He is in the National Football League Hall of Fame. You know, I can tell you, so what? When he got to go in the Hall of Fame, son, he didn't get to go on the microphone and thank his coach, Tom Landry. He didn't get on the microphone and thank his quarterback, Roger Staubach. You know why? He went to the Hall of Fame posthumously. You know what that means, young lady? It means he was dead. You know what he's dead from, brother? He had a little something called cirrhosis of the liver. Anybody here know how most people get cirrhosis of the liver? What's it from, sister? From alcohol. He was an alcoholic. He was a wino. My boy's name is Bob Hayes. They call him Bullet Bob Hayes. Bob Hayes started drinking. It's not what ESPN said. This is what Bob told me. Bob Hayes started drinking at 9 years old. Full-blown alcoholic by 12 years old. He was an alcoholic. When he got to the NFL, had all that money, he started freebasing cocaine. That means he would cook up his cocaine and smoke it, okay? He was a base head. 4 years out of the NFL, brother, he lost every penny. He was homeless, man. You know what he did? He started selling dope to pay for dope. Great ball player, lousy drug dealer. He got busted. He got busted, went to prison. Y'all, this isn't a game, this is real life. Too many of you think this stuff can happen to you. I tell you something, drugs don't care. My boy was a great athlete. Drugs don't care if you play on some little cool high school team. And you know what else? Drugs don't care, ladies, if you're cute. Drugs don't care. Drugs absolutely don't care. This stuff can destroy you. Prettiest woman I ever met. Somebody told me y'all had, last year, y'all had a little group of girls that call themselves a little female gang. You know what? First of all, you ain't as tough as you think you are, okay? That's number one. Number two, I spoke at this women's prison in Oregon, Salem, Oregon. And you know what? I saw the prettiest woman I think I may have ever seen in my life, except for my woman. Next to my woman, prettiest woman I've ever seen in my life. She's locked up in prison. Now, how much time she got in prison? 40 years. How come? Methamphetamine. She was gorgeous, but she was moving methamphetamine, okay? Gorgeous. She's locked up in a cage like an animal. And for the ladies in the room, you know what's amazing? I went to speak there at the prison, and I saw this woman, her name is Rachel. And I saw Rachel, and I'm in here at a women's prison. I'm one of only about 4 men in the room, brother. And I saw this Rachel. I said, you know what, y'all? I said, some of y'all in here are gorgeous. Don't look like y'all are in jail. I said, y'all got one woman here, one of the prettiest women I've ever seen in my life. The women in prison started saying, Rachel, Rachel. I looked over, I said, are you Rachel? She said, yeah. I said, that's a gorgeous woman. You know the women in the prison did? Lady's gorgeous, but guess where she is? She's in prison. Gonna be there for 40 years. How much you want to bet in 40 years she ain't gonna be that cute? How many of y'all think in 40 years she's gonna be another old broke down convict out of jail? Y'all, this isn't a game, it's real life. And you know what? Rachel doesn't even deserve to be in jail. You know why she's in jail? Because she fell in love with a fool. How many of y'all know a woman? How many of y'all know a woman, a lady, who she was growing up with, maybe in your family, who was a good lady, trying to go to school, trying to do the right thing, and then she fell in love with the wrong fool? How many of y'all ever seen that destroy a young lady's life? What makes you think it can happen to some of the folk in your family that you know it can't happen to you, ladies? So ladies, be careful about who you date. If the guy wants to date you, he's getting high, leave him alone, he's bad news. If he's selling dope, you may think he got a little money in his pocket, but you know what? He's bad news. We have a lot of women get locked up because they're dating a drug dealer, and then the drug dealer will use their car to go do their stuff, and they get pulled over, they'll say, it's not my car, I didn't know it was here. You know what the police are going to do? Whoever's name the car is in, they're going to come arrest you. I've seen women, because they were in love, take the heat for their man because they were in love. And y'all look at me funny. How many of y'all know that does happen in America today? How many of y'all know a woman who's taking a legal thing because she wanted to take a legal case on because she wanted to protect her man? And how many of y'all know that typically, Malaysia, if you take the hit for a guy because you think you love him, all right, he may really love you, but let me ask you a question. If Malaysia takes a drug hit for a guy she loves, and then she gets sent to prison for 5 years, how many of y'all think he's gonna probably hit it up with somebody else before she get out of prison? How many of y'all think if he's anything going for him, he's gonna be with somebody else before she's been gone a whole year? So guess what? Stop it. And drugs don't care about your family. I ask you 4 questions real quick. Hard questions, y'all tell the truth. You know what embarrasses me, brother? I was in London. Somebody asked me a question. I was speaking over there. They said, you all have a terrible divorce rate in America. How come you guys can't stay married? And I hated to tell them the truth. The truth is, brother, we're one of the largest divorce rates in the world, okay? That's a terrible thing, isn't it, sister? But in every state in America, guess what? Drinking and drugs are in the top 3 causes of divorce, okay? So let me ask y'all a question. How many in this room have someone in your family, not a friend, brother, someone in your family, who has already gotten a divorce, and you know the main reason that family broke up was because of somebody's drinking, or somebody's drug usage, or somebody's drug dealing, or here in Pennsylvania, somebody's meth making? Hold your hands up real high so I can see you. Look around, y'all. You know that's about 40% of you? Hands down. And how many in this room have someone in your family, not a friend, who has either lost a job before a sister or could not get a certain job they wanted, either because of a drinking problem or because they couldn't pass a drug test? Hands down. And you know what, my brother? I speak in more jails and prisons than anybody else in America, too. And you know what's embarrassing, son? Do you know that in the United States we lock up a higher percentage of our citizens than any other nation on earth? And 85% of the people we lock up is drug and alcohol related. So let me ask you all this. How many of you in this room got somebody in your family who's either in jail or prison right now, been in jail or prison before, or been arrested before for something drug or alcohol related? Y'all look around. Hands down. Last question, hard question. How many in this room have someone in your family or a good friend who has already been killed or has died except for drug dealing, alcohol, or gang related? Y'all keep your hands up. Matter of fact, do me a favor. If you have your hand up right now because you lost someone to drugs, alcohol, and gangs, very quietly, just stand where you are for a minute. If you lost someone to drugs, alcohol, and gangs, very quietly, just stand. Now, I had you guys stand up, brother, not to embarrass anybody. I had you guys stand up because I want you all to be able to look around and see what I see. A lot of places I go, brother, when I talk about this murder thing, I talk about folk dying because of drugs, you know, they think I'm talking about black people from the inner city. I'm talking about Mexicans from the barrio. They think I'm talking about white folk from the trailer park. You know what, I look around the room, I see white people standing, I see black people standing, I see Latin-looking people standing, and you know what? All of you are not in the barrio, all of you are not in the trailer park, all of you are not in the hood. I see kids standing who are probably National Honor Society. I see kids standing who are great athletes, because drugs don't care. Drugs just don't care. I want y'all to see something else. Those of you standing, please stay up. Those of you sitting, please listen carefully. Those of you earlier who raised your hand, when I asked whether someone in your family had gotten a divorce, and the divorce was caused by drinking or drugs, if you raised your hand on that one earlier, please stand up with these folks. And those of you earlier who raised your hand, when I asked whether someone in your family had lost a job before because of drugs or alcohol, if you raised your hand on that one earlier, please stand up with these folks. When you saw how many kids stood up and someone maybe died, how many of you looked at it and said to yourself, wow, that's kind of sad? Yeah, brother, I did too. And how many in this room, when you saw how many of you stood up at the end of all the questions, how many looked at that and said, no, that's sad, but that many of you in Uniontown having to stand up over questions like that is just flat ridiculous. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you in this room, would never, if you ever blessed with a child of your own, would never ever want a child of yours to be able to raise their hand on those kind of questions, thinking about something that happened to you? Well, if you can tell me, sir, you don't want your kid one day to be able to say, my dad lost his job because he lost his driver's license after his fourth DUI. You want your kids to be able to say, my mom and dad fight every time they get drunk. You want your kids to be able to say, my daddy got arrested because of methamphetamine. You want your kids to be able to say that about you, and here's you got a kid you get good. Sir, when I go speak in prisons, my first question always is, how old were you first started using? I usually hear between about 9 and 19. Young man, when I work with pro ball players who have a drug problem, I always ask, first thing, how old when you first start using? I usually hear between 12 and 20. And you know what that says to me? If you don't want this stuff to be in your family when you're the adult, it has very little to do with any decision you're going to make 10 years from now to 20, son. It has everything to do with the decision you make in your life right now between 9 and 19. Because research tells us that those people in America who have major problems with drugs and alcohol typically start between the ages of 9 and 20. So if you don't start before the age of 21, even if you do start one day, odds are you'll never have a major problem with it. And so you got to make better decisions about your life. I need y'all to make better decisions about this whole thing called drugs. I need y'all to make better decisions about other stuff too. Like, let me do something real quick. Heather, how much time do I have left? 5 minutes. 5 minutes? All right, cool. I got to do this quick. I need y'all to make better decisions too about school. Some of y'all aren't taking school seriously, and you know it. How many in this room ever had a teacher or parent say something like this to you? You know what? Something happened to my microphone. I'm going to try to do it without the mic because we don't have time. How many in this room ever had a teacher or parent say something like this to you? Young man, it came back, I think. No, it didn't. That was you getting the other side of yours. Okay. Thank you, sir. How many of y'all ever had a teacher or parent say, young man, you have so much going for you. If if you would focus and stop all that dumb stuff and really focus, you can really do great things. Who's had a teacher or parent say that to you? All right? How many of y'all think they were right? You really can do great things. But let me ask you, how many of y'all want to have a nice house one day? Not your mama's house, sister, your house. How many of y'all want to have a nice car or 2 or 3 one day? How many of y'all want to have some money in the bank? How many of y'all have enough money in the bank that if your mama needs a little something relation, you can give your mama 5 or 10 grand and not even have to worry about it? How many of y'all want that kind of paper? Congratulations, Milt just told me you want the American dream. Congratulations. Here's where the problem comes in. How many honest goodness in this room know that last year, if you really tried, brother, if you really tried, you could have done better in school last year than you did? How many of y'all know you really could have done better? And how many of y'all know you have to give school 100%, and if you play sports, you have to give your sport 100% every day this year? Well, let me tell you a little secret of life. Wake up. Here's the secret of life. If you want a house this year, you want a car this year, you want a bank account this year, you want a lifestyle this year, you want to play Division I ball one day in college, but if your work ethic is right here, guess what? Newsflash, you ain't gonna make it. If you want to live here, you gotta work about here. And part of the problem I see in America now is that some of you guys in this room are brilliant, have so much going for you, but you're lazy. And you know you are. How many of you have had a parent or coach or teacher tell you you're kind of lazy? How many of y'all know sometimes they will tell the truth? Well, here's the thing. If you want to live here, you can't be lazy. I don't care what you want to do, you can't be lazy. I'll tell you about one of my heroes, a guy named Bill Gates. You ever heard of him, son? Bill Gates is one of my heroes. If you do some research on Bill Gates, you know what you find? His mama said that Bill Gates touched a computer for the first time when he was in 8th grade. Most of you touched a computer for the first time when you were 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. Bill Gates never touched a computer when he was in 8th grade. But his mama said he loved it so much that he started putting in 8 hours a day, 7 days a week on the computer. He was not Facebooking. He was not playing Angry Birds. He was teaching himself how to program a computer. Sister put in 8 hours a day, and it made him a billionaire, made him the richest man on earth. He put in the work in the hours. You get me, brother? He put in the work in the hours to be successful. Does that make sense? I'm convinced that Bill Gates had a seed of greatness or brilliance in him. How many of y'all think Bill Gates had a seed of greatness in him? And that seed was nurtured and grew, he became a billionaire. But here's the thing. I have found no research anywhere that tells me when Bill Gates was an 8th grade son, that he was the smartest 8th grader in the world. I found no research that says that Bill Gates in 8th grade was the smartest 8th grader in America. What I have found, he found the computer, decided he loved it, and he put in a lot of time and a lot of energy to become good at it. Does that make sense? And as I said, I'm convinced every one of you has a seed of greatness and brilliance in you. It may not be a computer, but you got to put in the work so that you can survive and become great at it. Does that make sense? I'll tell you about a friend. I met a kid in Riverside, California a few years ago. Young Mexican kid. It's not about what race you are. Young Mexican kid. And I asked him what I ask kids all the time. I said, son, what's your dream? And he told me, he said, I'm going into the music business. I said, do what? He said, well, I sing, but I also want to write and produce. And then I asked him, I said, son, can you play an instrument? There's none I'm sick of. Any music teachers in the room? You know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of meeting kids who say they want to go into music. Then I say, you play an instrument? They say, no. Are you in choir school? No. You in the band school? No. You in the choir church? No. Have you taken piano lessons? No. Well, guess what? You don't really want to go into music business. You want to listen to your iPod. Listen to your iPod and shut up, okay? So I asked this young man, I said, Bobby, I said, you play this instrument? You know what he said, sir? He played 5 instruments very well, 4 pretty good, but 5 very well. I said, Bobby, what do you play? Play guitar, play piano, guitar, bass, saxophone, and harmonica. And next day I met his mom. I said, does he practice? His mother Claire said, he plays the piano about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours every day. Plays that guitar about an hour a day. Plays bass about an hour a day. Plays harmonica about half an hour a day. Plays harmonica about 45 minutes every day. How you play the harmonica 45 minutes every day? Well, guys, long story short, I found out that kid was putting in almost 50 hours a week on his music. Just like Bill Gates spent 50 hours a week on his computers, okay? Now, along with that, Bobby kept his grades up in school. Along with that, brother, he was boxing in the Golden Gloves, okay? All right? He put in about 45, 50 hours a week on his music. Well, guys, about 4 years ago, Bobby called me. He said, yo, Milt, you still think music is important? I said, yes. You know why? Research tells us kids who learn a musical instrument, you remember this when you have children, do you? Children who learn a musical instrument early in life do better in reading, do better in math, their entire academic career. So why are we cutting out music in elementary school is ridiculous and stupid. I said, yeah, Bob, I still believe in music. He said, you still talk to the kids you used to? I said, yeah. He said, no, now that I help you. I said, how? He said, I want to do some music for you that ties to some of the stories you tell kids that'll help them remember what you talk about. I said, Bobby, that's cool except for one thing. He said, what? I said, Bobby, I can't afford to pay you to write music for me. And I told him that because that young man, Bobby Rosalva, young poor Mexican kid from Riverside, California, today, brother, he is the most successful Mexican-American producer in the history of the Grammys, okay? Bobby's won 6 Grammys. And I thought that he was going to be doing music, you know, like Latin music, Carlos Santana. But instead, he told me he was doing R&B. And I remember I said, dude, that's black music. He said, no, Milt, that's music. I said, no, R&B is black music. He said, Milt, I do R&B. I said, okay. Well, guys, Bobby's won 6 Grammys. Bobby's a multi-millionaire today. Conservatively, I think Bobby's worth about $45 million today, which ain't bad for a kid who just turned 31. How many of y'all think that ain't bad for 31? Now, you guys may not know something before Bobby's won his Grammys with, but let's see. He won 2 Grammys with this guy. Hit that first one for me, Steve. You all may not know who that is. That's a young man by the name of Usher. Bobby's won 2 Grammys with Usher, in case you've heard of Usher before. He won 1 Grammy with this woman right here. Now, Steve, you're a little early on that video. So, lady out of New York by the name of Mary J. Blige. You all probably never heard of her in Pennsylvania, but that's Mary J. Blige. He won 1 Grammy with Mary J. All right, turn it up, Bobby. And for the old people in the room, you won a Grammy with an old woman by the name of Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan. Y'all mess around, I like Chaka Khan, okay? But Bobby Ross is a multi-millionaire today. And I can tell you, when I met Bobby when he was 18 years old, he was not the best teenage musician I've ever heard. But Bobby put in about 50 hours a week trying to get better. He put in the work and the hours to get better. They made him a multi-millionaire today. Whenever I go to LA now, sister, I stay at Bobby's house. I come, it's nice. And he lets his brother stay for free. When I was at Bobby's house, whenever I go to Bobby's house, if he's not in the studio the night before, Bobby gets up early in the morning, makes a pot of tea. Not get a shot of tequila, brother. He'll make a pot of hot tea, go down to his music room, sit at his grand piano, he'll play about an hour and a half. What's he doing? He's a millionaire. Why is he still practicing? To get better, and because he what? Because he loves it, okay? It's his passion. I read in the Wall Street Journal that Bill Gates still programs computers. Dude, Bill Gates is a billionaire. He's the 4th richest man on the face of the earth. He has a company that hires programmers. If he's paying people to program, why is he still programming? He loves it, and what else? He always wants to stay up on it so he can be the best. Does that make sense? In other words, if you want to be successful, you got to love what you do, you got to put in the work and put in the hours to be the best. Does that make sense? Now I want you to understand something. Teachers sometimes lie to you. Parents sometimes lie. Let me tell you the biggest lie I hear from teachers and parents. You ever heard this before? Who's ever had a teacher or a parent say this to you? You know, if you really want it, if you try hard, you can do anything. Who's ever heard that? Lie. You cannot do everything, okay? None of us can. When I was a kid, you know what I wanted to do, brother? I wanted to be an astronaut. Did I have the grades for it? Yes. I'm a National Merit Scholar. You know what that means? I took my SAT test for those of you seniors. Where are my seniors at? How many of you know what the SAT is? I took the SAT, I was 20 points off a perfect score, okay? On the math portion, I had a perfect score on the math portion. You know what I meant? My math scores were good enough for me to become a pilot. And a congressman in Chicago nominated me for the Air Force Academy, and I was going to get an appointment to the Air Force Academy. I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I decided not to go, though. You know why? I'm 6'7". You know what they told me? They told me back then I couldn't be a fighter pilot if I was over 6'2". And those they told me then, sir, back then we didn't have a space shuttle. We had something called space capsules. And you know what they said? You couldn't be an astronaut in a space capsule if you were over 5'10". Now, did I have the smarts to be a pilot? Yes. Did I have the smarts to be an astronaut? Yes. But could I be an astronaut? No, I'm too tall. I gotta tell you something. No offense to anybody, no disrespect. What's your name, brother? Will, stand up, brother. How old are you, Will? You play any sports here, Will? Turn around so I can see you, Will. This is my man, Will, guys. Hey, Will, how tall are you? How tall are you? About 5'10". How much you weigh, brother? 157? Will, can I tell you a little secret? No disrespect, brother. I love you, brother, but Will, you are not going to play in the NFL. You are not going to play running back with the Chicago Bears, okay? Will, they will kill you, okay? You be one of those guys you see on TV who died of brain damage, okay? And you know what, Will? You're too little, okay? You're not going to play in the NFL. And if you start, some of y'all walking up and play pro basketball. No, you're not. And if a teacher lets you sit there, I say, if you 5 foot nothing, tell me you play in the NBA, guess what? If they're not telling you that's wrong, that you're not, then they're doing you a disservice. No offense, Will, you're not going to play in the NFL, okay? You're not. You're not going to play in the NBA either, Will, okay? You play AAU basketball, then you're not going to play in the NBA either, okay? Have a seat, son, but it's okay. Well, when I got out of high school, I had more scholarship offers than anybody else on my football team. Do you think that meant I was the best football player on the team? No. We had a white guy on our team named Dave Dallas. Stand up again, Will. Dave was about Will's side. Dave was the best running back on our team. He was the best ball player on our team, in my opinion. Dave Dallas, I love him to death. He was the best ball player on our team. I think Dave got one scholarship offer. Will, I got 34. You know why? I'm 6'7", I was 240 pounds. And the coach said they could teach me how to play. But you know they can't teach? They can't teach size. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, I was 20 points off a perfect score on my SAT, which said they thought I was smart enough to learn. But you also said I could get into any school in America, okay? You get my point, Will? Thank you, brother. Now today, guys, I live in a really nice house. I've had some nice cars. You have seen, Will, thank you. I've had some nice cars in my lifetime. My favorite one I used to have a cherry red Porsche. Well, I love that Porsche, dude. I had to get rid of it though, because one day I was at the grocery store parking lot, I got out of my car. When you're 6'7", you get out of the Porsche, it takes a little work, okay? I got out of my car, and this old white dude about 70, okay? And he came in and he said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Sir, I don't mean no disrespect. It's about watch you get out of your car." He said, "I was trying to get my wife to turn and look, and she didn't turn the time." He said, "Would you mind getting in your car again and get out so my wife can see it?" I decided right there, when me getting out of my car was entertainment for people, maybe I was too big to be driving around in the Porsche. So I got rid of my Porsche. I bought myself a big Benz after that. I've had one Porsche, 2 Benzes, 2 BMWs, 1 Jaguar, and about 4 Lexuses, okay? I've had nice cars and all that. But Will, I didn't get up from playing basketball, son. I was never good enough for basketball. I didn't get up from football. I tore up my knee my sophomore year in college, and after that I was too slow. Now I got him. I'm a National Merit Scholar. I got it with this right here. Guess what, Will? My brain is no bigger than your brain. Son, your brain is no bigger than my brain. You see the equalizer in life is this thing right here. But some of you don't use yours. You know what the research says? Research tells us that kids your age put in 50 hours a week of what they call screen time. Screen time is watching TV, playing video games, texting, Facebooking, Instagramming, tweeting, okay? That you all put in 50 hours a week on screen time. Bill Gates put in 57 hours a week on programming a computer, made him a billionaire, Will. My friend Bobby Ross Aguilar put in about 45 to 50 hours a week on his music, and guess what, brother? It made him a multi-millionaire, okay? Y'all putting in 50 hours a week on entertainment stuff. Son, what's it going to give you in 10 years? Not a whole lot, is it? How many of y'all in this room have a dream for what you want to do in your life one day? I mean, how many of y'all seriously have a real dream that you really want to reach one day? How many of y'all think if you get better in school, it will help you reach your dream one day? And how many of y'all think that if you just took 1 hour a day from your screen time, dude, I don't want all your screen time, brother. I want you to go on Facebook, hit me up, I'll holler back at you, okay? How many of y'all think if you just took 1 hour a day from your screen time and applied to whatever subjects you need to do better in high school, how many of y'all think your grades would improve? How many of y'all think they'd improve a little bit? How many think they'd improve a lot? And here's the $1 million question. Is your dream in life worth an hour a day? Is your dream worth an extra hour? Is your dream worth at least an extra hour a day? Sister, is your dream worth an extra hour a day? Well, here's the thing to keep in mind. When Bill Gates was putting in 8 hours a day on the computer, guess what? His mom didn't come up to him and say, "Bill, have you been on the computer today?" Who told Bill Gates to get on the computer? Bill Gates did. My friend Bobby Ross Aguilar, when Bobby Ross was doing his music, his mama didn't tell him Bobby to practice the piano. Who told Bobby to practice the piano? He did, okay? So if you want to reach your dream, who ought to tell you to bust your butt in school right now? Your mama? Your teacher? Who? You got to do it. And it doesn't matter what you want to do. It's about putting in the work and putting in the hours. Does that make sense, son? You got to put in the work and put in the hours. But first, you got to figure out what your dream is. You can't do everything, but there's some things you can do better well than I was in class on earth. I was at the ESPYs. Y'all know what the ESPYs are? ESPN has this thing called the ESPYs. They give out awards to athletes. I was at the ESPYs this year. I was sitting next to this phenomenal basketball player by the name of Brittany Griner. And Brittany just embarrassed me because I was talking about basketball. I said, yeah, I've seen you slam. I said, girl, I used to have slammed back in the day too. And Brittany said, don't you still got a little something, something? Well, of course I lied and said yes. And she said, well, I know there's a court. You want to go play a minute? Of course I said no. Because Brittany Griner, I'm 6'7", Brittany Griner is 6'9". Brittany Griner will kick my butt. It'll be just my luck. Somebody have a cell phone and videotape it, and I'll be on YouTube getting my butt kicked by a woman. And so I would not play ball with Brittany Griner. Because I saw something interesting. At one point, they had the guy, I think he's the best basketball player in the world, is a guy named LeBron James. Now, LeBron is built and he's strong. You all know LeBron is, right? He's built looking, he's strong. He's a monster, he's a beast on the basketball court. Would you agree, Will? He's a beast on the basketball court. They asked LeBron to go on the stage at the ESPYs, and he had to talk for 13 minutes about a friend of mine by the name of Robert Roberts, who was a news anchor of Good Morning America. And you know what? LeBron went out there, he had this great looking suit. The suit cost about $5,000. I don't have $5,000 suit. LeBron does. He had some shoes that they cost about $4,000. He looked good. But LeBron went up on the stage, got behind the microphone to talk. He sounded awful. He sounded scared. His voice was shaking. And you know what I found out? I cannot do everything, son. I can't play the NBA. I never could play the NBA. I was never good enough. But you know what? I know how to work this thing right here. I know how to speak in front of a group. On the basketball court, brother, LeBron would kick my butt. You know what I found out at the ESPYs earlier this year? Behind the microphone, who win? Me or LeBron? Me, I kick his butt. All right? I have a good friend. Go to artists, Steve. I have a good friend in LA. She's one of my best friends. We talk about every other night. Great person. Beautiful girl. She's 42, but she's still beautiful. And she's got 8 Grammys, okay? You all probably have heard of her. Play that song you like, Steve. I know y'all probably don't know that old song. Okay, Steve, that's enough. Anyway, one of my best friends, a young lady by the name of Tiana Watkins. Her stage name is T-Boz. She's lead singer of a group called TLC. And T-Boz and I were talking one day about what everybody has in them that they can be great in. You know, T-Boz won 8 Grammys, sister. And you know what she told me? Brother, she said one time she was up for a Grammy, and she was sitting in the audience, but hoping she would not win. You know why? She didn't want to go up on the stage and talk in the microphone in front of 3,000 people. You know, T-Boz is a much better singer than I'll ever be. But who's better as a speaker, me or Boz? Me by a long shot. Guess what? I don't know what it is, sister, but there's a seed of greatness you have in you. There's something you do better than almost anybody else on earth. You can't do everything. You might not be able to do what I do. But there's something you can do better than I'll ever be able to do it. You know what the secret is in life, dude? Find out what your gift is. Find out what your gift is. And just because you're on a high school basketball team, it's not like basketball your gift. Okay? If I ain't heard about you so far at this age, basketball ain't your real gift. It's something you like to do, cool, but it ain't your gift. Find out what your gift is. Your gift may be for teaching. You may be a natural born teacher. How many of y'all know that some teachers who are just naturally great teachers and some teachers suck? Okay? Your gift may be that you're a great teacher. Find your gift and then put in the work and the hours so that you can be great. How many of y'all are willing to put in the work and the hours to, one, figure out what your gift is, and number 2, be great at it? Well, listen, I gotta get ready to go. I'm going to get some lunch. Big brother gets hungry, okay? Now let me ask you this. How many of y'all, they said, okay, on Thursday we're going to go to the auditorium and we have a speaker that's going to come in and talk to you all about drugs and alcohol. Now tell the truth. How many of you on the way here said to yourself, not another one of those, I hate those things. The people who speak are usually so boring. How many of y'all went through your head today? How many of y'all, after we got started, how many of y'all said, well, you know what? Well, this one ain't so bad. How many of y'all said that big funny looking brother up there kind of funny? And how many of y'all learned at least one thing that you think will help you one day reach your dream in life? Well, in that case, this has been successful. I want to thank you guys for letting me come in and talk to you. And on behalf of my dear friend T-Boz, who always wants me to tell kids that she wants to holler at you and tell you to chase your life, chase your dream. And in front of my best friend, Bobby Ross Avalon, who always telling me to tell kids, be the best that you can be. And on behalf of my friend LeBron James, who wants you to go out there, like Nike says, just do it and do what's best, what you can do best in life. I want to thank you all for letting me come and talk to you. You've been a wonderful audience. God bless. Chase your dream and be the best you can be. Y'all take care.